Have you ever heard of the fuck to yeah ratio?
No, I haven't heard that.
It's how many times do you say in a day, fuck, fuck to yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't know, but this year the ratio has been a little off. Would you agree?
For sure. It's one of those things where a year like this really tests your grit. It really tests your mettle, and it becomes a challenge to sort of have a skip in your step and come to work with enthusiasm when you're just getting pummeled.
Absolutely. Well, you're here today. It's just fun, you guys, because we're 18 weeks into fanatical prospecting. Okay. I don't know anybody who's who's decided to do a 23-week journey like I have, and maybe I'm crazy, but I've enjoyed it. It's kept me on my toes. It's kept me on the front steps. And I don't know about you guys if you believe in this theory, but the teacher learns most, the leader gets the most out of it. And so it's been a real joy for me, but it's been long going. The very first Hitters Club call we had 75 people on it. And right now we're sitting at 8. So what does that tell you about where people are at? Either I suck and I'm not bringing a lot of value, or people are just feeling worn out. They're not engaging. They're not showing up. And either here nor there, I'm not going to take it personal, because I will tell you that it's generally this time of year when people check out, when they really start thinking, I'm tired. It's not worth it. Everybody calls realtors on Mondays. I don't, nobody's answering the phone. The stuff that I always do doesn't work this time of year. And that's just not true. Like if we, all right. So I want to know what you guys want to get out of the call today. And then I've got some thoughts that I can run with. And I always like to just bring really fresh content. Like, what was the email that I sent this morning? What am I saying to my partners, to myself, to my loan officers, like right now? And that's the way I like to coach. It's pretty intuitive. It's pretty like in the moment where we're at. So we could take this call anywhere you want to take it. It's up to you guys. So, Carrie, I'll start with you. What's working right now for you? And what do you see as an opportunity for growth in 2024 for you specifically?
So communication right now is key for me. I just lost my assistant, so I feel like I'm more one-on-one again with all of my clients, and that's making a huge difference. I feel like I'm doing everything myself and making sure I stay on top of everything. And then for my future goals, I want to go and get out there again. I used to have what Tom calls a milk route, and I have not done that. And I should have got on it this year, but next year, that's one of my goals to do, start doing that again, seeing agents, seeing title company, all of that.
Okay. So seeing people getting a milk route, that's a big opportunity for growth in your business in 2024.
Yes.
Okay, good. Jody, what's working for you and what's the opportunity for growth for you in 24?
Um, I mean, right now I've been doing a lot of getting organized. I mean, after seeing you last month, it was just really putting things into place to make each quarter go and putting all the things in line, which has been really kind of head clearing instead of waiting like, oh gosh, it's February. What am I sending out this month? So I've been getting the marketing in place is really working right now. In fact, that's today and what I'm doing. But my growth, I need to get back to doing the videos. I need to get in front of the camera. My video guy keeps bugging me, and it's a lot of that. That's got to be this. It's got to happen this month.
Okay. So just for me, selfishly, a little plug about the Slay with Shay event that you came to. What were your takeaways? What was it like for you? And then specifically, what are you doing in marketing?
Oh gosh, the energy and the atmosphere and the positivity was so where my head needed right then and there. So I completely came home motivated, jumped into my accountability group, preaching, everything that I was taking away. I mean, I think I have a list of 2 pages. My big takeaway is remembering why I'm doing this, because I kind of forgot that. I kind of forgot about me and everything else around me. So coming home and sitting down with my husband and figuring out, hey, are you on Team Jody still? Where are we going? And it's our plan, and I'm gonna check out here for a little bit, but it'll be okay. And what was the other one you asked?
What I heard you say was that you got reignited on your own goals. You got reignited on your own plan, short-term, long-term wealth plan, whatever that is. And then you needed to go get commitment and buy-in from your husband on those goals. Is that the way you're putting it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because guys, I think it's so important that a lot of times why we stop is that we haven't gotten commitment. We aren't good at articulating what we want, what our desires are, and then going out there and getting commitment from others. And the first person to get commitment from is our spouse and our children. If we got it, like, hey, this is the big goals that mommy or daddy is going to go after this next year. And this is what it's going to require. And I just want everybody to have their say in this. Are we all on board? Do we get and understand what we're doing here? And then also that allows you to put in some boundaries too. Like, that's fine with me, but I want you to be at this Wednesday thing every Wednesday, or, church on Sunday is a non-negotiable, or family dinner every night is a non-negotiable, or whatever. It's like, if we don't have that, we're constantly negotiating. Like, can I stay late? Can I go to that networking event? Can I leave early in the morning? Can I not be present for this or that? And it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't allow us to be consistent. So good for you, Jody. It first has to start with us. The number one rule is, what is it that you want? You have to figure out you and what you want first. Then you got to figure out, what does your customer want? And then you got to figure out how to improve 1% every day. That's it. But you got to do the work first. So BC is back from Italy. Are you back? I've missed you. I'm so happy you're on camera and I get to see you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Hi. Yeah, I'm back. I'm in LA.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. So what's your next month look like? What are you going to attack?
So yeah, I sent out my screenplay to 30 people and got a dozen replies. So just focused on writing one thing and then kind of keeping in my head the contacts and all the people I need to call and that contact list I have, and reordering it and just preparing myself for next month to start reaching out to people, have a finished project written, as well as start reaching out to people about it.
All right. So now you're going to be salesperson BC, and you're going to book appointments and take appointments and show up with intention. Yeah, This is good. All this stuff is going to be good. Right on. And what does growth look like for you in 2024? What's your growth opportunity?
Well, this trip was kind of enlightening in the sense that I'm no longer tied down to enjoying my, isolation. I really need to be connected with people. I need to get out there. I need to travel more. I need to, really get back into things. So it was a nice little 3.5-year vacation, but I'm over it. It's time to get out there and connect with people again in many different ways. So.
How many of you raise your hand if that's got to be the theme for you? I need to get out, connect with people. Yes, we're all it's amazing how COVID set that back a long ways. Like, we got super comfortable in our sweats and super comfortable in our little shell, and it was nice and cozy. And we believe that that's actually where it's better. The problem with where it was is we all had no boundaries. We're all burning too fast, too hard, saying yes to everything with no clarity, no pause, no break. And then COVID just stopped it all. And then now we're like, okay, how do we get back out there in a healthy way? How do I do it with intention, with the right people, with the right settings, stuff that feeds me energy without exhausting myself, without, all the other things, the noise, right? And again, if you don't take the time to decide what that looks like for you, you don't do it. So I'm really proud of you that you went to Italy. That was a huge deal, and you got to experience that. That's good. All right, Diana, what about you? What's working for you, and what's a growth opportunity for 24?
So my thing is organization, and consistency. So one thing that I started that I've been doing consistent, which I was proud of myself, even though it's a little thing, but doing a consistent text to agents in my phone. And I just give them like a quick, like short and simple rate update. So they have something to go to, out when they're doing their open houses. And I've actually got like tons of responses from that, to where like an agent told another agent, and then they're like, can you add me to that? So that was kind of my little, like, I guess, like eye-opening, that if I stay consistent, then I'm going to have some traction, or, be on top of mind, which, and actually I think from doing that also, I've gotten 3 leads from the 2 different agents that I've been sending those messages to. But my biggest thing is discipline or organization, which my word for 2024 is discipline. So I think that kind of goes with organization.
Good for you. And so that's your opportunity, is discipline and consistency. That's where we got to do it, and finding ways to add value. All right. Anybody else want to share with me?
Yeah,
Lori?
I've got something to chip in.
Go ahead, Alan.
For me, it's like one of the things that's very apparent to me in our industry is that what we do is very high value. Every nugget, every commission that we make is quite high. So basically, like, you're going to be having a good month or a bad month, but you're basically one conversation away from blowing it open. Like having that one, $2.8 million deal, or just having a monster month. In this industry, you go along, all of a sudden you have a monster month and you're like, I feel good again. Like we're always like one conversation away from that feeling, which is like, oh, cool, back on top of the mountain, feeling good. And so what that means is that a program like this about prospecting, it's so important that we just go out there and just touch a lot of people and just have more conversations. Because if you have more conversations, you can have more quality conversations, Rick Ruby. And then you also have, the better chance of having that one conversation where, you're going along and all of a sudden, like, one $2.8 million loan amount, like, changes things. And all of a sudden you got a pep in your step and you're all happy and your food tastes better. So for us, it's all about, having more sort of cracks at it. Which you have 100 conversations, you're bound to have 4 or 5 really great ones. And then, 1 or 2 of those will turn into that giant deal that changes everything. So for me, it's just all about statistics. And also I kind of, Shayla's right about hiding. I feel like I'm really good at hiding. And so I just need to get out there and have more people experience me, because frankly, I'm lovely.
You are lovely.
Thank you very much.
We have people experience that.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, I think to a certain extent, you want to be out there and, let people know who you are and, you're in their corner and stuff. And so nothing wrong with that. But for me, really, what this year is really all about is like habits. Like, how do you put the habit in? How do you burn the habit in? So like you're making those calls and like you're having 15 calls a day, 75 calls a week, and you're just doing it. Like, how do you use the latest technology of like, habits and stuff? Forget about AI and stuff. It's all about psychology. Like, how do I install the habit of making 15 calls a day? Like, how do I do that? Everything else is commentary.
Well, okay. I think it all starts with belief. If we don't believe something is going to be effective, we aren't going to do it, right? And we also have to believe that it matters to our goals, to the bigger purpose. So first, again, you have to decide what it is that you want. And it's got to be better than, I want to make 100,000 or 500,000 or whatever. It's got to be a deeper thing. Like, it's got to be the feeling that you get. Like, I want to have swagger. I want to be valuable. I want to be respected. I want to be that person that people are looking to for the knowledge of what's going on, for the optimism, for the solution, for the second opinion, because I'm trusted, I'm out there. Like, it's the feeling that we get, Alan, from having a big month, that we are able to say, I'm good at this, right? That's what we're all kind of going for. The money or the success of a project is just like confirmation that I am good at this. So it's really about belief. And if you don't think that calling 15 people a day is going to get you to that feeling, then we're not going to do it, right? If you think that calling 15 people is a waste of time, everybody's calling 15 people. This is the stuff I hear. Everyone's calling realtors on Monday. So I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm like, really, everyone? You're telling me everyone is calling realtors every Monday? Listen to ourselves. Listen to what we're saying that is forcing us to crawl back into our hole, right? And then what is the purpose of it? What I love that you said, Alan, is that more conversations breed more conversations, and better and higher quality conversations. My husband's watched me this year kind of muck it up. I've gone to more conferences. I've been traveling. And he goes, do you really know your vision? Like, is it super crystal clear? And I go, yeah, I know what it is, but I'm still learning and figuring stuff out every day. I'm really trying to get my finger on the pulse of what does a homeowner really feel like today? Where is the market? What do realtors really care about? Where is the world shifting for the brokerage and the real estate world? How is the world shifting in the mindset of loan officers and what they need? What do I believe is the way I want to build my business? Because listen, it's a new frontier. Typically, when I do business planning, I look back on the last year and I say, who referred me business? How much business did we close? How much business did they close outside of me that I could have gotten had I been more valuable or asked for it or whatever? And what am I going to do next year? I look in the rearview mirror to plan for next year. The difference for me in 2024, I'm not looking in the rearview mirror at all. I don't even care what I've done the last 19 years of my career. It does not matter, because pretty much it's a crapshoot going forward in 24, you guys. I don't know which realtors are going to have the drive in their belly, that have the big enough why, that know exactly where they want to go, that they will do the small things every single day to get the business. They will speak up. They will put their business card out there. They will ask for the meeting. They will go door knocking. They will call their database. I will meet any partner that is ready to work. If they're willing to step in 80% to go hustling for leads, I will step in 20% and go door knocking with them, go to an open house with them, go figure out how to be successful with them. Because every person's problem, our business people's problem right now, is leads. They're all having a sales problem. The problem for most of our loan officers is that they became successful over the last decade, where most people's problem was an operations problem. They were frustrated with their lender because they couldn't close on time, they couldn't communicate, they couldn't do a really good pre-approval, so they threw noodles against the wall and had deals fall apart. Nobody right now is having an operational struggle in their business. Every real estate agent that we're meeting with right now is having a sales struggle. They are not getting enough leads, not enough quality leads, or their leads are just stale, stuck, frozen, and waiting. So our skill set, our value, our differentiation needs to be, how do we help them get more leads and convert the leads they got and overcome objections and get them moving? So my question to you is, what are your strengths? What are you really good at? And how does that help solve that problem? Okay. Now, I believe that 30 to 50% of people will get out of this business because they will wake up one day and realize this is a sales job. A sales job requires daily hustle. A sales job requires bold communication. You've got to ask, you've got to commit, you've got to put your neck on the line, you've got to be willing to get embarrassed. You got to deal with rejection. And most people have not experienced this as a sales job for a long time. And they're going to wake up one day and go, I'm just not a salesperson. Like, I love doing loans, but I am not a salesperson. And they will exit the business. And then we will be more in line with supply and demand, meaning the number of transactions that go down relative to the number of professionals to get those done. When that comes back in line, you may start seeing people that have an operational issue, and they will choose you as their loan officer or partner because they need somebody reliable with a consistent process that's going to close on time and communicate. But doing that right now is not enough to make you stand out. Doing that is not enough for people to say, I'm really scared to hand you my $10,000 commission. Are your scale skills on top? Are they top of the game? Are your follow-up skills top of the game? Is your educational skills top of the game? Are you teaching people about the market? Are you teaching people the whys? Are you getting them to understand why waiting is a really bad idea right now? Are you edifying that sales agent? Are you squeezing every possible drop of income that you can and finding the max pre-approval that you can? Okay. You've got to be able to articulate that you're good at these things. And this is what's going to help that partner make money, not lose clients to their competitors, not have buyers that they work so hard to get that just now go, right? That's got to be your differentiation. Okay. So if you're stuck, a lot of people are feeling a little discouraged. A lot of people are like, gosh, I've been doing this for so long, but now nobody's picking up my phone. Nobody's doing business. My lead's not ringing. My phone's not ringing. How do I show up in the market? So first step is know what you want. What are you building? What are you on fire for? Not just right now, but in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. How do you want to feel as a professional? What do you want people to say about you when you're not in the room or when you walk in the room? What kind of reputation do you want to have? And then that's what's going to drive the consistency. That's what's going to drive the passion on your video, Jody. That's what's going to drive your consistency, because you're driven by what kind of reputation you have as an artist, as a service provider, as a business person, right? So then you've got to look at your strengths. What am I good at? If you've not done the Gallup Strength Finder, go do it. Spend $20, get your top 5 strengths, and then start thinking about, how do I use those strengths to help realtors with their sales challenge? That they don't have enough leads, they can't convert the leads, that they need a really good salesperson to work them up, and unbelievable technician to try every loan possible to get them in an affordable situation. Questions on this? Anybody else feeling stuck, like they don't know how to differentiate, how to add value, where mentally they get stuck? I would love somebody to be vulnerable and say, this is where I'm stuck, and then I can help you. I can actually take you through this process.
Got it. Before we start, I just want to say one quick thing. One of the things that we're also selling to realtors is realtors have a fear that they're not going to be able to overcome this sales challenge. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to generate the leads to make the living and stuff like that. So I think a lot of times it's addressing the fear. It's like, oh yeah, there's this whole world of people out there who are great at generating leads, Mr. Realtor, and I'm one of them. So just letting them know that they shouldn't have fear around the lack of ability to generate leads. Like, giving them confidence that they can generate the leads they need to close, 36, 48 deals a year or whatever.
So you're saying that realtors are having fear that they can't generate the leads. Maybe they've
never.
Like
a lot of the realtors, they, I meet with them privately, and they all compare themselves to their competitors and their contemporaries. And they'll say, gosh, in the sales meeting, we have this one guy who's closing like 6 houses a month. Like, how is it possible that he can even do that? It just doesn't even make sense to me. Like, how does he generate the leads? It just doesn't compute. I don't understand it. And so they have this fear around, like, I'm never going to be good enough. I'm afraid because I don't know how to generate the lead. Yeah. And just letting them know, like, oh no, lead generation is a whole science. And we have online lead generation. We have, TikTok and Instagram and, Facebook. And there's so many different ways of generating leads, and just having the lead conversation, just taking the fear away, guys. I think they're afraid for their future. They don't know if they're ever going to master this skill.
Okay. This is really powerful. First of all, what I want to address is that everybody generally has got fear and are afraid. The question is, do you get to a place in the meeting where you get people to vulnerably share that? Because that is where we can actually come together and do work. This is where we can solve problems. This is where we can actually pump each other up and say, well, this is what you're strong at, and this is what I'm strong at, and this is when you need a partnership. Like, more than ever, real estate agents need a partnership with a loan officer. They don't need a pre-approval letter. They need a partnership. They need someone to help them manage the fears, the concerns, the negative thoughts, the media, their parents, everybody that's going to get in their way. And you can't do that alone generally. You need somebody on the financial side dealing with the data. You need somebody on the emotional side that's being their friend and helping them along. You need a partnership. So right now is a really good time to sit down and find out what keeps you up at night. What's your biggest opportunity for growth in 2024? Generally, you'll find out where they go, I need to be doing videos, like Jody said. I need to be calling my database. I need to be doing open houses. I've been saying I need to do it, and I do it. And you go, well, do you really believe that that's going to help you get your goal accomplished? Do you believe that that is the way? Okay, then what do you think is stopping you from doing open houses? What is stopping you from doing videos? Is there anything I can do as a partner, as a cheerleader, as a supporter to help you do those things? What do you think is the concern for the borrower? What is getting in their way? What is their goal? What can we do to help them? What is our plan together? That's when you walk out of a meeting feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm fired up. We got a plan. We address like, what is the fear? And we now have a plan. I have a 1-page business plan for realtors. I'll send to all of you guys. I'm going to do a Path to Wealth event for realtors next Wednesday. It's from 10 to 1. You're all invited. I think, Laura, you'll have to tell me if I can have everybody go put their email real quick in the website that we just created. I've got a new Shayla Gifford website page, you guys. Woo! It's just a hero page. It's a 1-pager, and it allows people to book time on my calendar and join my newsletter. So would love for you to go check it out. I can show it here on the screen, but Laura, can you confirm if they put in their name and email? Can I grab that and then we can send them all the Path to Wealth and the business plan and stuff?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Drop it in the chat now.
Yeah, well, let's just go try it out. Check it out. All right. Isn't this fun? This is the new website. These are my feet, if you're wondering. So at the very bottom, you guys, is just this thing to join my newsletter. But if you go, you're probably already on some newsletter and everything else because you're part of Fanatical Prospecting, but just do this right now if you want me to send the realtor business plan to you. The other thing that I will send you is what I just literally sent several realtors this morning. This is an email I sent that just says, Dave Stevens did a presentation. I don't know if you guys know Dave Stevens, but he was the CEO of the MBA for many, many years. He's actually worked directly with Congress and had housing bills, pass all the way through. He's worked with every top agency and economist and the FDIC. And he's, on top of that, an incredible human being and a really good communicator. And so I hired him last year. I hired him again to do this event for me, but he actually did it for Penny Mac. And so I just included Penny Mac's recording because it's really, really good. And then also there's a PDF of his presentation. So if you send me your email, I'll send you that one. And then I can also send you the email that I sent out to realtors, which was, where is that? 2 important things. Let's see. This is what I had sent out to realtors this morning, promoting that Path to Wealth with the registration if you want to come. So there's a resource for you. All right. Anybody else struggle with that? What's my differentiation? What's my value? How do I put myself out there? Has that been a question for any of you that anybody wants me to run through? All right, Carrie, let's work this out. Are you ready? Come off mute for a second.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So, do you know your strengths, Carrie?
Ooh.
I'm going to say no.
I don't.
Okay. Have you ever done a strength finder?
No.
Okay. So we'll put that link in the chat. It's Gallup Strength Finder, by the way. You go take a 45-minute or 30-minute assessment. BC, I had you do it, didn't I?
Yes. I was just looking for it. I don't know where it is, but I'm going to find it.
Okay. These are the kinds of things that when you do it, guys, I want you to put the note in your phone. I want you to put it everywhere because this is you at your core. This is like how you function and how you show up everywhere that you show up. Okay. So what's going to happen, Carrie, is you're going to get your strengths. You can either pay to have all 34 strengths. Let's see if I can find mine so I can show it to you.
I thought it was really, really interesting when I did mine.
Do Jody then. She already has it.
All right, Jody, you got yours open?
I do.
Okay, good. So what are your 5 strengths?
Let's see. Achiever, consistency, individualization, positivity, and harmony.
Okay. So you're wondering, how do I stand out to realtors? How do I differentiate if I'm going to call on people and if I'm going to help really get them to go, I need Jody? Your goal in a meeting is them listen, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a film writer, and whatever it is, at the end of a meeting, they're like, I need her. That's the goal. So What is the problem that the realtor's having right now, Jody?
No leads.
They have no leads. What else is their problem?
A lot of them don't want to work. They're not motivated.
Okay. What else is their problem?
Well, not working. They're not calling their database. Yeah. A lot of them don't even know of a database.
Okay.
No systems.
All right. Let me tell you something about me. I assume the very best always. Okay. You know, they say if you make assumptions, you're making an ass out of you and me. Okay. I don't believe that. My assumption is that if you are in real estate, that you want to be very successful. You chose a career with no security blanket, that's 100% commission only, that is highly competitive and crowded. And right now the market is hard, right? So you're somebody in my book that I'm assuming is very driven, that has big life goals, that wants to really do something. Now, I know there's some people that are lifestyle realtors. I'm not assuming that everybody is that way, but if somebody's willing to meet with me and have a meeting about their business, I'm going to assume that they're actually really driven to have big goals, because they didn't apply for a teller job at Wells Fargo. Okay. They went and got licensed and they paid money to do this. So that's how I walk in. And I don't think that the problem is that they're not working. I think that the problem is they just don't know what to say. They just don't know how to help people right now. If they believe that they had the pill to cure cancer, they're probably the most outgoing, energetic people you know. They'll go tell everybody about it. So probably the most valuable thing that I can do in this meeting with somebody is help them with some scripting, help them with some strategies that can get people further down the tracks. It might have taken 7 touches before to get somebody to go look at a home or somebody to get under contract. Today, it might take 25 touches. Doesn't matter. That's a sales game. You got to love the game. But what do you say in all those touches? How do you stay relevant? How do you stay valuable? How do you stay top of mind? That's what I think the realtor's struggling with. They're not working because they just literally don't know how to work or where to go or what to say. So I don't think they're lazy. So that's the assumption I'm going to make. The other thing is I'm going to assume that they're freaking brilliant and talented. I'm going to be looking for their strengths. I'm going to look for why they are differentiated, why they are the realtor of choice to be hired. And I'm going to point it out to them, because guess what? If they're feeling bummed, like all of us have been, that this is hard and I'm not having results and oh my gosh, I'm scared and I'm not making money. Well, then I need to help them see why they're strong and good at this. So that's the kind of stuff that I do always, is I make positive assumptions and help people with their stuff. So I'm going to switch this if their problem is that they've got buyers that are just all on the sidelines. They have nobody that wants to move. They have listings that don't want to sell because the rate is too low. They have people with a general belief that it's not a good time. Can we all agree that that's probably the problem that they're having?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. You've got to get people to talk to as many people as possible to see how this could happen for them. So if you're just a realtor and you're not doing a good job referring them to a lender to have a conversation or referring them to have a meeting, if you're not making progress, nothing's happening. So every time you touch the client, you're trying to make progress forward to the curiosity stage, to the consideration stage. So the curiosity stage is great because you're like, well, are you curious about anything? Are you curious about what you could afford? Are you curious about what sellers are willing to give buyers right now? Because it's kind of a buyer's market and there's not a lot of activity. Are you curious about how low we could get your interest rate, either on a temporary or a permanent buy down? Are you curious about, people that are scoring deals? Like, do you realize that a lot of people have mega credit card debt and are in trouble? Are you curious? So again, you start talking to people and they're like, yeah, I am curious about that. Okay, well, can I have you talk to my lender? Can I have Jody call you? And she can go over what we just did to help a client. Like, you wouldn't believe it. In fact, I just sold a house down the road at a builder and they got a 5.875 interest rate. That's like the equivalent of getting $50,000 to $70,000 off the purchase price if you're to buy a resale. So can I have you talk to Jody and she can show you some of these different things and you can help understand from a curiosity perspective what's happening in the market? Are you open-minded to a 15-minute conversation? If I have Jody reach out to you and tell you about some of the stuff that she's doing, I mean, it's actually pretty dang cool because everybody's just not paying attention right now. So you give these kind of one-liners to them. Now, are they going to do it? That's up to them. Do they have a big enough why? Do they feel like it's going to work? Do they believe? I'm not sure. Could they maybe even give you some names right there and say, hey, I'm willing to call them. And I could just talk about how you and I just met and you were speaking so highly about them and you love their goals and what they want to do. And we had this success together. I mean, the point is we've got to help them stimulate those conversations and give them hope with strategy. Okay. Now, let's just say you're not working with somebody. So Jody, you just called Jill. Okay. And now you're meeting with Jill for coffee and Jill doesn't know you. It's a new realtor to you. And you called Jill and said, hey, we had a great transaction. I loved working with you as a listing agent. I have yet to work with an agent this year that is so dialed in and all about their clients and professional that always answered the phone when I called. Like, Jill, you are exceptional. If I could duplicate you, if they were all made like you, this business would be unbelievable. You are amazing. Can I please buy you a cup of coffee and understand who you are, what your goals are, and what makes you so damn good at this? And Jill's going to go, okay, who was the last person that called me with those kind of compliments? And you're really nice and you're driven. Like, okay, let's have a coffee. Like, this is not going to drain my energy. So you have a cup of coffee. And then you start asking Jill, like, tell me, Jill, how'd you get in the business? What do you like about it? Where do you get this professionalism that you have? How do you like, to treat your clients? How do you get referrals? What's your strengths? What's your weaknesses? What are your goals for this year? So this is all rapport building, right? Where do you think is the greatest opportunity for your business in 2024? What are you working on doing? What are the struggles that you're having? And then Jody, at some point you get a shift and go, well, look, here's what I'm looking for. What I'm up to this year is I'm looking for 15 great partnerships where I can give all of myself. I can be available late night. I can rework a client 16 times. I can partner on events, whatever we got to do with database, door knocking, open houses. But I'm looking for those 15 people that are professional, that are driven, that are hardworking, that are just fun to work with, that I can go all in on. And listen, I believe that in this market, this is where I thrive because I'm an achiever, which means I will do anything to succeed. I will jump through barriers, run through walls, wave down traffic, like whatever the goal is. If there's a will, there's a way. I'm that person. I will work my butt off. I'll work crazy hours to make it happen. That's just who I am. The other thing is I'm really good at individualizing to a client, like exactly what they need. That I believe that everybody's to be treated with respect and integrity, but also needs a customized, personalized plan so that they can remain positive and hopeful and they can feel special. And I'm telling you right now, everybody's fears are a little bit different. Everybody's financials are a little bit different. And so what I do as a loan officer, Jill, not only is I work my ass off and I will do whatever it takes and I'm super driven, but every client, I give them the attention. I'm meeting with them for an hour. I'm educating them about why it's a great time to buy. Here's my pre-approval presentation. Or I have a full presentation that is actually converting way higher than most other people out there because I've really thought about what is the education people need. And maybe when we meet again, if you feel like this has gone well, I can show you exactly what I do in a pre-approval meeting. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm setting up for a 2-step close. Jody, did you see that I used your strengths?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're an achiever, your individualization, your consistency. Harmony means that you like to keep it harmonious for people. Great. That's good when somebody's having an operational struggle. Right now, when you have a sales struggle, Jill's worried about, can you convert? Can you get in there and find the opportunity and get these people to buy? Are you a strong salesperson? You've got to be able to articulate that. Okay. And my process helps do that. And here's what my process is. So you guys want to go through one other exercise that helps? Okay. I want everybody to write down who's their favorite person professionally that they like to work with. Okay. It could be a former employee, could be a leader you've worked with. It could be a realtor that refers you business. And you go, this is what I love about them. So write it down. Are they hardworking? Are they generous? Are they always available? Are they patient? Like, what are those things? And I'm going to come around to everybody to get the words that you use. Okay. You ready? Lori, what'd you put?
So Robin, and so I had a long list. So she's really fun and energetic, very caring and generous. She's encouraging and tends to take people by the hand. And she's very determined and very supportive.
Okay. Love it. Alan, what'd you put?
Community builder. She's one of those realtors, the Brian Buffini, who has like a yearly party. So she creates a community around her business. Amazing. She goes deep on relationships, great instincts, driven, positive, energetic, and dynamic. So these are I tend to surround myself with women. She's one of those people.
Love it.
Qualities, yeah.
Jody, what'd you put?
Caring, determined, knowledgeable, hands-on to get things done, fun, all about family, philanthropical, lots of volunteering.
Okay, good. Jill.
Tenacious and loyal. She always makes sure that it's good for her clients. So she works fiduciary is like probably the best way to say it. She understands the fiduciary responsibility to her client and not just the transaction. She's not out for the commission. She's out to make it right for her client.
Good. Diana.
She's a leader, shows lots of empathy to her clients and fights for her clients. Positive, hardworking. She's built her business on referrals and consistent and determined.
Okay. BC.
My friend Quinn, he's a producer in DC. He listens. He is self-motivated, knows a lot of people, connected, honest evaluator, creative, political, smart, and futuristic.
Nice. And connected. Okay. Carrie.
My realtor, I feel like she's a hustler. She's very hardworking. She's loyal, kind-hearted, fun, great personality. Very hands-on, like some of y'all said. She'll do whatever. She'll paint a house, do whatever she needs to do to get the loan closed.
Okay, I like it. Chase.
Authentic, driven, and she's more about the people than the profit.
People over profit. Okay, now I want you guys to look at this list that you wrote and put a star next to all the things that you think you are. You're smiling, Jody. What'd you find out?
It's all the same.
It's all of them.
Yeah. Anybody else have less than all of them?
Yeah, I have less than all of them.
Cool. So that's person's an inspirational for you, but most of them, Alan?
Yeah, most of them. Yeah.
Okay. Diana, most of them? Okay. So what you just did is you figured out your core values, basically. Because why do we like people? Because we're aligned in our values, right? Now, you guys chose somebody that you really, really, really like, really, 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 really respect because they all line up. Now, if somebody has one or two of these things, do you generally find you like them? Right? Like Carrie, if somebody's a hustler and has a great personality, but maybe isn't so kind or whatever, do you still like them?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So here's what I do. When I'm meeting somebody, remember, I'm not trying to get them to like me. I'm trying to figure out if I like them. Okay? Because you're going to bring all your strengths to the party to help them achieve their goals, because without them achieving their goals, you don't win. Is that right? Like, we only win when they win. I love it. It's altruistic. This is why what you do is not cheesy. This is why you have to go out and meet people, because you're just trying to help them succeed. They need you to succeed. Without a screenplay, they can't make fucking movies. Like, they need it, right? Without getting a loan, they can't close a real estate transaction. So we are here literally to help empower their goals, to be a partner in the process.
Yeah, can I just chip in, Shayla? I love what you said. It really had an impact on me. You said you're not looking for them to like you. You're looking to see if you guys are an energy match together. And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter what age or level of experience or whatever. It's like, do we have energy and intensity around what we're trying to do, right? So you go into that meeting, Lori, and you are there to find out. You are in the curiosity stage. I'm here to find out if I like you. So when I'm doing a forward conversation, when I'm interviewing, by the way, my interviews are completely unconventional because I will spend an hour on rapport building because I really want to know who the person is. And I want to go all the way back to when you were born and how you were raised and what your parents were about and what you overcame as a young person and what was your first job and what do you do for fun and, all this stuff, because I want to know the core of a person. I want to know their character. I want to know their values, because that's what's going to drive behavior on a daily basis. Right.
Right.
And I'm looking for like one or two things that I like. Most of you are only looking for if they align with like all 10. And you're like, oh, they're all lazy. And like, nope, I'm looking for the glimmer of like the one thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to point it out to them, Jill, and say, hey, I just saw how you really care about your client's best interests and that you are not about the money first. You are about helping them get what is best for them. And I'm telling you, that's a rare quality. I've met with hundreds of agents and doing this business for a long time. And I'm telling you, you are special. Now, here's what I will promise you when you tell somebody that. They feel good. It's the truth. And the other thing is, we all assume that everybody is like us. We all assume if you guys do whatever it takes, Carrie, is that you? We assume that everybody will do that every other loan officer you compete with, Carrie, has that behavior. Is that really true? Hell no. No, you think so because you're like, well, yeah, of course. Everyone answers their phone. Everyone solves problems. Everyone will do whatever it takes. No, they won't. That's not every loan officer. You're rare in that. So that's what I'm looking for when I'm finding people. And Jody, I'm going to point it out to them to bolster their confidence, but also because I want them to show those qualities to me over and over and over again. I'm kind of setting the stage of a relationship, right? Like BC, you have a lot of friends. They're all different. But your and I's relationship is unique, correct? Than many others.
Yeah.
Right? You guys determine what the relationship is, how you set the tone, what you want to talk about. You drive that. You're the leader of your life. Prospecting is about finding people that you want to go partner with and help them succeed. That's it. So it should be freaking exciting every day. Calling the 15 people, Alan, should be exciting. You're not looking for a yes or a no, or this is in or that's out, or I'm looking for a deal and No, you're looking for people like this chick you mentioned, because that's when business is fun. When you work with those people, when those people call you and go, damn, you killed it for me, and you have such high respect for them, and them giving you that compliment just makes your whole day. Am I right or right? That's what it's about, right? So what is prospecting? It's literally looking for relationships. And in business, it's productive partnerships. That's what it is.
That
And so
exercise was really eye-opening.
was it? Tell me why.
It seems like so like obvious, but it's not to us. But once it's like written down, and then when you looked at it, it was like, oh yeah, that is like me.
It is. So Diana, your script after you've built rapport with somebody is, and this is true, you guys should be looking for 15 great partnerships. Now you might have to meet with 75 to find 15. I don't care how many you have to meet. Is anybody lucky and meets 15 great people in a row? Maybe. Like, good for them. I don't care.
What is it about 15? Why is 15 a magic number?
I don't know, because I think if I tell somebody like, Alan, I need 75 realtors to work with, that's my number, they don't feel special. Number one. Number two, like, really, if you have 15 great business relationships, you're pretty dang busy. You're pretty dang satisfied. But guess what? You're never done. Because if you truly had 15, you're like, I have got a roster of 15. I kissed 100 frogs. I went on 100 dates, and I got 15 that I respect and that have some or all of these qualities. Well, one of them retires. One of them dies. One of them marries a loan officer. One of them gets out of the business. Does that make sense? Like, you're never over it. But if you don't have, at any given time, only 25% of your referral partners are active and looking for buyers. That's it. Why? 25% of their heads in the clouds. They've quit, they're on vacation, they're not in, whatever. The other 25% is probably just chasing listings. The other 25% is managing their escrows because they got 2 deals and they're spending all of their time babysitting 2 deals. Only 25% are actually hunting for opportunities. Just like BC, you might have a lot of great producers and people that you work with, but they are tied up in projects. They're committed for the next 3 years. They might love your work and want to do it, but it's a timing issue. So you got to have a lot of relationships. And Alan, generally, if you have 15 A's, like 15 people that you're really excited about, that you're all about, that it's not hard to call them every week, that you're constantly in communication, you're probably going to have about 30 or 40 B's or C's that are like, yeah, onesie twosie. I like them. They like me, but like, we're not on fire with each other. Like, I want to find those 50 people I'm on fire with, that we're like, yes, let's build our life. Let's build our business. Let's get excited. The other thing that happens is people lose their fire. Stuff happens. Their spouse goes through cancer. They have a new baby. Their child is having troubles in school or whatever. Their focus shifts. Yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I freaking moved to Spain for 3 years, you guys. So I had friends that I'm running with and we're on the same page. And I was like, dude, I'm trying to like do less. Stop calling me. You're firing me up. I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to talk about growth. I don't want, like, I was in like a recovery mode. Okay. Now I'm back. And now that guy and I could talk every single day and talk about shit, whatever else. So it wasn't him. It was me. People go through different cycles and seasons of life. Yes or no? Yeah. So this is why, stop taking shit personally. Stop going out trying to find people who like you. Go out hunting and prospecting for people that you want to partner with, that you want to go all in for, that you are excited to build that reputation all about. Okay. Last thing is no shortcuts. Stop shortcuts. Stop blast texting people. Stop hiding behind your screen. Stop doing quick pre-approvals. Make people come in and meet with you face to face. Take the time so it takes less time. Have a 10-minute conversation to really enroll a realtor in the event that you're hosting and why it'd be really great for them and how excited you are. Stop sending blast voicemails and blast videos and all that kind of stuff to like spray and pray. Have longer coffee appointments. Like, really go somewhere with every single meeting you have. Do you think I gave it 100% today on this call? Yeah. Give it 100% in every single interaction that you have. Stop shortcuts. People don't want to feel like a number blaze through. You may take more time, but you'll be more effective in everything you do. Okay. So thanks for being on, you guys. Thanks for being part of the hitters, the people that are diehard and go-getters. I included my strengths here. And if you want to go to shaylagiffer.com and put in your email, Laura and I will send you that Dave Stevens presentation and the Path to Wealth workshop I'm doing next week. If you wanted to invite your realtors to it, you can. It's on Zoom. We're going to do the Wheel of Life exercise, Jody. We're going to do the what does it take to retire? And then we're going to do the realtor business plan. And that's also what I owe you as a realtor business plan. So thank you all. See you later.
Thank you.